Sports listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. This is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes. And all those people and businesses that support those teen athletes. People are still coming in. And who just walked in? You got to do 10 push-ups. You are late. To get down. Oh, she brought bread. She doesn't have to bring. Look at that sourdough bread lady. What are you doing? Get over here. She's a co-host. Come on over. You got to get a mic. You got to say something.
Good morning.
Did you bring my olive loaf?
I did.
Yeah! Where's my olive loaf? I don't see it. All right. Can I give it away?
No, I'm hiding it because Erica always gives her away, so I'm hiding it.
There is more bread for giveaway.
Oh, more? Do you have them?
Yeah, the basket.
Where are they?
Yeah. Give her a basket.
Bring them on up. Bring them on up. What are we doing? And I got to see. Ooh, we get the basket too? No. Well, it's Easter.
If you want it, you can
Wow, look at this. It's not TV, it's radio. This is adorable. Look at this. All right, slide them down. Here, you want to be the Easter bunny? Look at this. Oh, my God. Do we have enough? If you don't have enough, count them. Then when nobody gets any. Then Erica's have to cut her loaf in half.
No, there's enough.
Look at this. Oh, we don't have enough.
Yes,
we don't have Lauren here. Like 9 different languages we have to say.
Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь, восемь, девять, десять.
Beautiful.
The French, huh? Do we have enough? Serious? Un, deux, trois. We have Chinese. We have it all. Sal Rodriguez here. See, he's emeritus. He gets one for sure. Here, give it. Sal, you get one. Look, Sal Rodriguez is in the house. Yeah.
Put that in your pocket.
Hey, Sal.
What?
We love you. Sal, I want to say, because you retired 18 times, all right?
Yeah.
Are you going to come back this time, or are you really, really retired?
Come back where?
I don't know. Wherever you want to come back from. You know, we're in different realms. I'm in that whole different thing.
You know, just you guys know what's going on here. She started the show how many years ago? 6 years ago. Yeah. She called me. I want you to help out.
Right.
Like, who's going to be there? This is just you and I.
Right.
What? So I go here, and then she hooked me for 3 years. I sort of snuck away, and she always calls me, "Are you going to be there?" No, I'm not. But anyway, the show's grown a lot. You've done a good job.
Oh, I'm going to cry. I was scared.
She always calls
I was scared.
Me too.
I was scared, Sal. I says my mentor, my friend.
Well, I got you through it, and then I left.
I know. Now you're back. No, now you're back, though. Sal's back! Yeah! That's it. Sal's back! You got nothing else to do, right?
Right.
Well, we're doing it. I mean, it really helped me, right?
Good.
Erica is the best.
The kids need you.
I can barely see Sal through this beautiful centerpiece here.
So, all right. Okay. Well, that's a story. Dominique, first of all, you totally set me up.
For those of you who weren't listening last Tuesday morning when we talked about the event, about the I have photographic evidence to prove
so does everybody
her
else on
admission
Facebook.
of guilt
on
last Tuesday's program, where she absconded with a plant that was actually placed there for her to take. Bye, Michelle. What a great event that was out at the Coral Casino.
It was beautiful.
Oh, it was absolutely and I have to tell you something. My wife and I have been to a number of these kinds of little, auction things, these fundraisers, right? And, if I've attended them and people know that I've attended them, I apologize for this, but the food at some of these places was so bad, I couldn't believe that they were doing it. The food at the Coral Casino at this wonderful PAL event, unbelievable. It was absolutely... unfortunately, we didn't stay for dessert, but the main course and everything was absolutely delicious. The meat, the fish, the cauliflower potato mixture, the salad... It was wonderful.
Oh, they did an amazing job.
My gosh.
Absolutely amazing.
Is that a cruise ship that pulled in and was feeding us? Is that
I
what
know.
That was?
And the weather. Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely perfect.
And you know what made it extra spectacular?
What's
was
that?
The kids. Being able to listen to the kids and to talk about their participation in PAL, watching the flamingo dancers, seeing the joy on their faces.
The crying.
That made the night.
I did bring one of our flamenco dancers today.
Oh.
Gigi, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
That was incredible.
Yeah, we're going to get
congratulations on a great event.
Thank you. We couldn't do it without the support of the community and you guys. Thank you, Teen Sports Radio.
Yeah, well, serious. We're going to share. We got a little extra special guest for you here. We got you another gift, okay? We got the commercial is up. And I think a lot of it has to do because, again, I was misinformed a little bit because the whole PAL, I just wasn't aware. For whatever reason, I just thought it was like a community city, which is great because, of course, support the police, support the community, support PAL, support the kids, but explain how your funding is actually, how that works.
We are a private 501c3 organization.
Right.
So we operate at the discretion of the chief and the department, and they are so fabulous, but we are not part of the city budget. Right. So we raise all of our funds through this large fundraiser we just had, through writing grants. I submit probably 26 to 30 grants a year, through private donors. That is, and we try to partner with great organizations to provide these programs to the kids. Right. So, and everything we offer to the kids is free of charge. Right. So,
by the way, those commercials that are playing with the road workers with the yellow vests and everything, and the kids chime in with, yeah, he helps me do this and he helps me do that and she helps me do da-da-da-da-da, right? The police officers in every community, including Santa Barbara, are mothers and fathers as well as children of adults and so forth and so on. I mean, they're part of this community too, and that's why I always struggle with this whole attitude regarding the police and the separation, when in fact what you're fostering, starting with the youth through PAL, is that connectedness with law enforcement.
Absolutely. That is our primary mission, is to build a positive relationship between the youth and the law enforcement and the community as a whole. And how we do that is by offering all these programs. And the police are very visible. You saw we had so many officers at our event and working with our kids.
A lot of them knew me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because you steal centerpieces.
I forgot what it was about, so when we pulled up, my wife was wondering, what's with all the security?
I know, but they are so involved with our
guarding
youth.
the centerpieces.
Yeah, right. And we have so many who aspire to be law enforcement or to go into child, services, social work. Many who want to go into medicine, like my friend Gigi here. I mean, they have such a positive relationship with law enforcement. They're people to them.
Well,
yeah, that's incredible.
The two things that I wanted to share was, one, when I was now I'm informed, now I'm all in PAL, right? PAL. Okay, so when I did share the story, and and my friends were actually, they didn't know that either. So again, you hooked up with Susan Montgomery, the Santa Barbara Gymnastics. So she wants to partner with you, okay, which I was really excited about that. And then behind us here, we got Saul Alcarez. Woo! One of Santa Barbara Gas, and he would like to offer his services because he does a couple of things in the community that a lot of people maybe not be aware of, and I know he does a lot of schools and whatnot, but he does these glass blowing classes, so he's going to get with you, okay, and he's right here, and there's nothing better than when somebody comes after I sit there and talk. I didn't even have to do prayer hands. He goes, Erica, whatever you need. I go, hello, Mason Street, cops. I mean, our police officers, I'm saying. I didn't say cops. Did I say cops? I didn't mean to say men in blue, I said, and they know me, okay? And I was going to actually put this nice Pals of PAL, I was going to actually put it in his, I thought that would be a nice touch, right? The centerpiece, at your store. There you go. Like, I don't know how it got there.
I don't know. Yeah, you better, saying,
but you better, right?
You survive.
I was going to say, you better put it out near the front of the store and not back near the furnace.
It's
a succulent, yeah. So if you wanted to,
Erica will come by and water it.
Exactly. So if you wanted to just offer, I knew, since you wanted to come and say hi, offer.
Hi, everybody. It's good to see you again. It's been, it's felt like it's been about a year, but anyways, good to see Sal here again. Haven't seen you for a while. And I'm Saul, and my business is Santa Barbara Glass Blowing Studio, and we're on the east side, close to Milpas at 706 East Mason. If you want to stop by and check it out, it's a really, really cool place. It's kind of a magical place, I think. That's what everybody tells me. Yeah, so come on over, 706 East Mason, and I can show you how to blow glass. And
I stopped by at his place. I brought my husband, and he was so impressed. It was so amazing. It's like magic unfolds in front of your eyes.
Oh, I would love that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so stop by, and then I'll teach you a little bit or a lot. I don't know, whatever you're willing to learn. And if you need anything, just we're here. This is my community, and I'm really involved, and I'm willing to help, and I love to help, especially young kids. That they're our next generation, and we have to kind of get them ready, right?
Absolutely.
So
Partnership for the
yeah,
future.
definitely, and I like to inspire kids, and you never know when they go to college or they're on. Who knows? They might be the next.
You.
The next Chihuly, who knows?
Yes.
Woo! Thank you, Saul.
I got one thing to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't met you yet, and I heard a lot of good things about you from Wojo.
Oh, yeah.
See, Wojo and Sanchez started this thing, and they worked out of the West Side Boys and Girls Club when I was... Wojo we took my kids on a canoeing trip to the Colorado River, and that was awesome, and he's sponsoring some basketball teams. So Wojo, and I'm glad he continues. I was concerned about when he retired if it would continue. So.
Oh, yeah, we don't let him go. We just actually honored Captain Ed at last weekend. So... Perfect.
Hi. Sorry, it's Ava on the mic. Gotta introduce myself. I haven't been here in a little bit. The event you were talking about just sounds amazing. There's a lot of kids at my school who are bad at driving, including me, that have run-ins with the police, and it's not the most best one, but they were taught that police are bad. But I think by teaching kids that police are your friends and they're good people who are just trying to look out in the community is an awesome thing to do, and really diminishes that stereotype that they're bad people, which they are not at all.
No, they're not. Thank you. Yeah, they are amazing. Gigi can confirm that.
Yeah, I'm definitely a witness to that. I also come from family where, sometimes police aren't viewed very good. But ever since I got involved with PAL, it's been amazing. And then I've met a lot of police officers that have done amazing things, and they have helped me out. And if it weren't for them, honestly, I probably wouldn't be attending college this upcoming year. So thank you for everything.
All right.
I'm Anna, and a lot of my family friends who I know are cops, and I've heard a lot of that stereotyping where they're bad people, and I just think it's not true. Yeah.
Ooh, family friends are cops. Yeah. Okay, so you must be a good driver.
Oh yeah, especially compared to my sister. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Spank! Oh.
Threw the sister under the bus.
I love to call her out on that. She hates me. I make fun of her for it, but I have to.
That's why I don't parallel park.
Can I give just one advice, Ava? If you girls have not done this,
oh sure.
You get pulled over by a police officer. I promise you, it really helps. I just bawl. I just start crying, and it's honest and truthful and authentic.
Oh gosh.
And
that's really good
I've
to
been
know.
Forgiven 3 times. So.
Oh no.
So why are you getting pulled over?
We do kind of want to prevent the pulling over in the first place. That would be my first recommendation.
I have a question. I have a question. Can you answer that? Why is it always work? Most of the time, it works trial by declaration.
Oh. Interesting.
I don't know what that means.
It's when you you fill out the papers and you send it in, and you don't have to show up, and they see. I won 3 cases.
Okay, no, we're not going to go there. Go back to the crying.
I don't know anything about that part.
No, we're not doing that.
Okay, crying is. I tried that too. It didn't work.
My suggestion is to drive so you don't get pulled over. That's my suggestion.
And by the way, police officers, I hope, would admit this, that they don't have all the answers. I got pulled over one morning, and the officer said that I had a taillight out. And I knew what the problem was because my car was actually shipped here. It wasn't an import. It was shipped here from Europe by the owner. So the taillight configuration is opposite of what it is when it's manufactured in the States. So I actually took out the bulb configuration out of the taillight housing through the trunk, and I showed it to him, and I said, not flippantly, but I said, I will be more than happy to comply if you can show me where I'm supposed to plug the bulb in, because this is a European car. And he understood. He said, okay, you're absolutely correct, and you can go on your way. And I wasn't trying to show him up. I was just trying to stand up for, hey, I've got a car that's a little different. But if you do it in the right way, you don't have any problems.
Absolutely.
You just don't.
Yeah.
They're people, too.
Yeah, respect begets respect.
That's it. That's it.
As he's looking at his front bumper when he hits you. Okay. Let's take a break.
And the airbags go off.
Yeah, as he's trying to crawl out of his car. All right. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. Dominique, where else are we?
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Internet, and my favorite, KZSB-AM 1290.
Yeah. Did everybody know it's story time? Do you remember we do story time, right? Who wants story time? Woo!
Story time. Story time.
Sal goes, what's story time? I don't even know what you're talking about.
We just invented it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah? Do you want us to do story time? Do you want to do it?
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Are you
really
ready?
fast. Yeah.
Okay.
You want a story? Real fast story. Okay. This is actually a true story.
All right.
I can't remember the names of the people, but it happened in New York. So there's a fellow who was jogging. What's his name? Give me a name.
Sal.
Okay, Sal was jogging by one of the parks in New York where there's a pond, and in the pond there were turtles. And as he's running by on the park bench, there's this elderly woman sitting at the park bench. And something she was doing just made you pause and stop and take a look at it. She was sitting with a bowl of water, and she had a little turtle on her lap, and she was brushing off the shell of the turtle. And next to the water, she had like 4 or 5 more turtles beside her. And he's like, what the heck is going on? So he stopped and said to her, hey, I see you're scrubbing the turtle. Can I just ask you what you're doing? And she said that it turns out for the turtles, when they get all that algae and slime on their backs, it actually corrodes the shell, the turtle shell, and they don't live as long. It makes it harder for them to swim, and they have a poor quality of life, right? So every day she enjoys coming out, sitting and scrubbing the turtles. Well, he looked at the pond. I mean, the pond's huge, and how many turtles are out there? And he was just thinking, God, there's so many turtles in freshwater ponds all around the world, and she's sitting here scrubbing one turtle at a time, right? And he said, well, how is this going to make an effect on the world? I mean, you're just scrubbing, 4 or 5 turtles a day? How are you going to...
Sal would think like that.
And she laughed, and she said, you should ask the turtle whether this makes a difference. Ooh. And the moral of the story is, if you get up every day thinking, I make a difference to the world, I make a difference one person at a time, one turtle at a time, one frog at a time, one bird at a time, I make a difference one at a time, I make a difference, then we can all change the world.
Oh, I like that.
And if it was really me, I would have got an army out there and scrubbed every single one of them.
There you go.
You would have got a broom. That's why you got it quicker. High pressure. That's right. High pressure. That was awesome, Dee.
Yeah.
It's like one of those moments.
So the point of sharing stories, we all need to do this. There's 2 things that happen. One, you get to breathe life into wisdom and knowledge that doesn't get shared unless you share the story. And the other is, when we're sharing person to person, my nervous system, your nervous system, we're resonating to this higher vibration. Our hearts are beating together. There's love in the world. So share stories, folks. It's good for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Good job.
Very
Dominique
good.
Hackett. Bet you can't wait till you retire, huh? It's awesome. This is
What's that?
I know, exactly, huh? Pretty soon. All right, get over here. Saul Alcarez, come on, get over here.
He's got a story.
You got a story to say, right? Yeah, well, just how you got started. Oh, yeah, I love that story. It's a good story. I know, but it goes back a little bit, but you got to share because, it's a story of hope. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
There you go again. I thought I was finished.
No.
Come on.
Nope.
Well, my story is too long. You're gonna have to look it up. Just Google my name, you'll see it. But anyways, I'll tell you again a little bit about how I came to this country, and I know it's probably an old story anyways, but, I came to this country when I was 13 years old, actually to Santa Barbara. I was a very young little boy, and I had no one here, no family, so I came to the most beautiful city out of, the whole country, I think, because I've been to many places, and this is the best city in the whole United States, I think. Anyways, I ended up here on the street for about 3 years because I couldn't go to school, I couldn't work, and I just didn't have anybody. So I kind of stayed low for 3 years until I got my first job. I was 16 years old when I got my first job, and it was not a nice job. It was roofing, cleaning up the yard. I was making $4 an hour, and I was so happy because I was making a little bit of money, and anyways, and back then I didn't speak English, so I stayed there for a while until I went to City College. City College is unbelievable. They did so much for me, and I'm sure they've done a lot for a lot of people, a lot of kids. So I went to learn English there, and one day when I was going to class, I stumbled up on the art program. They were blowing glass. I tell you, my life changed that day. I didn't go to class that day. I was there for about 8 hours, just mesmerized. It was magical to me, and I knew then that that's what I wanted to do. You should look up my story. You can read it. It's way too long. But anyways, that's how I got involved in the arts. And then, the years went by, I met my wife, and it's amazing that my father-in-law was a glass blower. So everything just fell in place in my life. And I am so thankful and just, with everything that's happened in my life. And then I raised two amazing citizens, two boys, 25 and 22 now. And the youngest is also blowing glass, and the oldest is running the business, and they're both in college. Well, actually, my son is finishing up, the oldest. And anyways, and we've opened the studio in 1990, my father-in-law and I, and we've been there ever since. We've been there for 25 years now. And that's why I'm so involved with the community, because the community did so much for me when I didn't have a place to go. There are so many places, I didn't go to Boys and Girls Club back then, but there was a Casa de la Raza that I used to hang there, because I didn't speak English. So I was there. They used to give me food, and they had games and all kinds of stuff. So now, 30 years later, here I am, just whatever you need, I'm just giving, and not only them, but anybody, if it has anything to do with kids, I am there.
And the movie, The Master Glass Blower, will be out in 2020 in theaters near you.
Actually, you never know, because Dolby came by. Dolby did my life story, so you never know what they're going to do with that. And Paramount,
they'll get Vin Diesel to play you.
Is that, yeah. So who knows? Maybe after I'm gone, But for now, I'm just thankful, enjoying life and loving people and loving just life. I mean, I'm so thankful. I don't know what else to say. So I lived a beautiful life now. Love you guys.
Love you. Well, one of the highlights of my weekend, I remember the weekend that I met you was actually my mom passed away, and I just jumped into my home and started remodeling it. And I must have looked through 300 magazines to try to get this sink. Right? And I just tried to, my neighbor, Sonny, was actually doing a lot of the remodeling. And he goes, well, why don't we just make a sink? I'm like, yeah, why don't we just make a sink, right? I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. So he introduced me to you, and we made this sink together. I don't think you've made another one since, because it was just, we just dove into the sink. And we just did this together, and I just couldn't believe it. And it was like, I still have this, I actually was offered a stupid amount of money for the sink. The sink is coming with me. I'm going to take the whole bathroom, the sink, and everything's coming with me. I'm going to cut it out of my house. So I really appreciate it, because it was a place that you let me come on Sundays. It was just like on my little church. So yeah. And then since then, we just developed this great relationship. Yes. And then we just kind of said, let's start doing this and this. And it just grew. And I kind of grew with you, and you grew with it. So Yeah, it was. I appreciate you. And Sal said this to me. I don't know how many years ago. I'm proud to call you my friend. So I'm going to steal that and say I am proud to call you my friend. So yeah, Saul. Saul. We're all like one big spiritual pond. That DNA thing's overrated. So I just think that we're all together, right? We make your own family. That's how. What do you want to say?
Well, I just want to tell people that it's rare to find an artisan who not only is developing modern things, but also has studied the things that were done in the past. So your glass blowing is just an experience here in Santa Barbara. What an extraordinary experience.
Yes. Yeah, so if you haven't checked it out, you got to check it out. SBRglass.com. Let's take a little break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. Aaron's looking at me. Oh, he's puffing up. Yeah, look at him. Oh, yeah, he's ready. I like it.
I am ready.
We don't use cue cards here. What do you got going?
Oh, it's not a cue card.
Oh, what is it?
It's just a business card.
Girl's name, number? I don't know. What?
Oh. Yes, it's Mary Kay Zumbach's number.
All right, I like it.
That's my guest today.
Yes.
I wanted to bring Mary Kay on because I've been going to the Wattke Institute for neurofeedback therapy, and I have been blown away by it. My memory recall is better. I've been able to stay focused. I, too, have ADHD, I believe. Never been tested, but I cannot focus for more than a couple seconds. And I've been sleeping way better. This all goes hand in hand with your efficiency throughout the day. And so I've been going there. I got picked for a scholarship, and I'm just extremely thankful, and I think everyone should hear about what they're doing over there. Mary Kay.
Thanks, Aaron. First of all, I just want to thank you for what you're doing for the community, hosting this show and putting everybody on the air and bringing us together, because it is essential that we work together for our youth. It brings the future. And Aaron, I remember the day you came in and you started talking to me about your sports experience as a teen, and you had suspected some kind of little concussions or brain injuries that may have happened to you, and that you were struggling a lot with these things. And I think this is very common. I don't know if you all know that, but in sports, things happen all the time to young people's heads.
Especially in football.
Especially in football. We got soccer, basketball. Right. I mean, things are happening all the time, and it affects the function, and your function affects your behavior, and your behavior affects how you're perceived in the world and what you can do with your life. So I'm very happy to get young people in when they're suspecting that their behavior abilities are somehow compromised, and they want to do something about it. And I'm happy that it worked for you, Aaron.
It has. It really has.
Okay, so explain your memory, like how it has improved and like over how much time. This is fascinating to me.
Okay, well, I got a scholarship for 20 sessions. I've been going for about 2.5 months, I believe. And basically before, I could be talking to you right now, completely forget what I was about to say. And, everyone does that, but it was happening more frequently as I got older. It felt like I just would hit this block, like things would get fuzzy, couldn't really chip through it. As I've been doing the therapy, I still come into these blocks, but I just kind of take a deep breath and focus, and I just work my way through it. It's constantly getting better. I mean, every day I go in there Mondays and Wednesdays, and I'm telling you, every night I'm sleeping better. I've been meditating in the morning. That also has a big part of it, I think. It has a lot to do with it. It's just staying calm and having a deep sense of perception throughout the day. But they're amazing over there. Really good people. It's a great atmosphere, and
So when you went in, how did you do a test or something? How did you determine that, wow, actually what's going on is my mental abilities have been diminished slightly?
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tell us about it.
So this is what's kind of cool is I thought football. I was talking to this guy, Neil, who works out at the gym I work out at. He had gone there for a stroke. They helped him regain speech and motor skills. I was telling him how I played football football for 11 seasons, played linebacker and fullback, very aggressive positions. He was like, oh my gosh, your brain is messed up, man. I want to get you in here. Literally. He forced me to sign up for the scholarship. I mean, he was on me every day. Did you fill it out yet? You need to get in there. So Neil actually pushed me through for this, helped me get picked for the scholarship. And basically, kind of forgetting what I'm saying here.
I can help you out.
So this is the fascinating part. Football is not what has actually messed up my brain so much. So you would see a lot of like scarring or like trauma to the back of the brain. I have all the trauma in the front left lobe. That is from a skateboarding accident when I was in 9th grade, where I took an impact to the back right. So you get the shotgun effect to the left front of the brain. And that is what's causing all the issues. So basically, they've been treating me for that, and it's working great.
Yeah. Awesome. And the way that we do that is very interesting. We never just treat somebody when they come in and have a suspected diagnosis or a diagnosis. We do it, it's called a brain map. And what's very cool is we record their brain waves and put them into a pictorial graph where we can see the activity of their brain waves in the different areas, and those areas correspond to function. So when Aaron's talking about like his frontal lobe having some activity that was less than normal, then that's where we would help him to work on. If he would have come in and said, I have ADD or ADHD, I could see 5 people that have that diagnosis. When we look at their brain and how it's working, they can be all different. So we actually just treat that person very individually, what's going on with their brain, and not the diagnosis.
That's really cool. So I don't know if you already said this, but how long have you been doing that therapy?
I was granted 20 sessions. I go twice a week. We've had a couple weeks where we've missed out. We had to skip a week, but I think it's been about 3 months altogether now since the brain mapping, and I've been doing my sessions. So it's been a while.
I think there's been so much heightened awareness of concussions in young athletes, and my daughters were athletes and my ex-husband's sports medicine, and my youngest suffered 2 concussions from soccer, and we kept her home from school, where you can't read, because if you have a sprained ankle or you have a broken foot, you treat that. And I think for a long time they weren't treating a concussion as an actual brain injury.
That's right.
So you don't get the rest. Your eyes need the rest. You need to not think. And we're like, no, she's not going to do the homework because she needs to rest her brain.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to heal. Yeah. So I think it's great that and it's just another way to make people aware of concussions.
Exactly. And these are very mild, what they called mild TBIs, some mild traumatic brain injuries that happen. And really comes in when there's repetitive injuries, too, that you see a lot of functional decline, memory loss, very difficult to, concentrate.
Do you work with older people who have dementia?
Yes, we have.
And how does that work?
Well, again, we'll look individually at what's happening in their brain. Typically, that's a slowing down, so they actually need to have more stimulus happening. There's different ways with the therapy that we can help them in that area.
And what kind of treatment, what kind of modalities do you use?
Well, we use neurofeedback, so that is the form of biofeedback using the brain waves, where we measure the brain waves and they're fed back in real time over the computer, and you're given either a visual or an auditory feedback when you're in like the optimal range for those brain waves.
Erin, you mentioned that you're doing meditation. I'm a meditation teacher, and I would love to hear from you. How do you feel it's affected you? Because I've found that to be a profound on me.
Absolutely, definitely. If I miss meditation in the morning, I can tell you I'm definitely a little more scatterbrained throughout the day. I think the sleep also, they've been helping me with my sleep efficiency. That has been phenomenal. I used to toss and turn all night, have like weird dreams, like just was not sleeping well for a long time. Now I sleep like a baby. I wake up in the same position I went to sleep in. I meditate in the morning, I have my little routine, and then I go see them and they reinforce that routine. And I just feel way more on it all the time, way more efficient. I knock my tasks out. It's great.
Nice. I love that the whole scholarshiping thing, and that makes me feel that I love people that give back, because we have this whole new mantra going on right now. We had a big cleanup in April. We have all new commercials, and because you were so generous in giving, we would like to give you a commercial. Okay, because that's just really beautiful, giving our boy here, Aaron, a scholarship. So we would like to support you and give you back the love in a commercial. So that would be awesome. And we'll make the arrangements on the break, but we got to take a break. All right. So this is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. Oh my God, somebody's got flamingo in 5 minutes.
Yes. I know. I have.
Is it flamingo or flamenco?
Flamenco.
Flamenco. I thought this big bird. I was saying the flamingo in 5 minutes. No. I'm like, oh, flamenco. That's cool dancing.
Yeah,
I liked it. As if she was hot. No, it was good. It was really good. You were moving.
Thank you.
You were moving. I liked it.
Yeah, I've been part of it for.
I needed you to get out undetected with the, the centerpiece.
Oh, I was right in the front checking you guys out too.
Thank you. Oh, stop it! You encouraged me. Now you were saying. Now you were vicious.
She's one of our youth leaders,
yes,
past president.
Yes, I'm.
Love it.
Yes. And she's graduating. Where are you going to college next year?
I almost got a full ride to Westmont.
Oh!
Just have a couple thousand to make. But yeah, and so I've been in flamenco for 2 years. It's going to be 3 years this summer. And it's been amazing because, well, not only did I learn, but I kind of have been teaching in a way to some of our younger members. So it's been amazing, and I think it has definitely opened up some new doors for me. So yeah.
What kinds of things are you thinking of studying at Westmont?
I am currently, I think I put pre-med or politics. Either or, yes. I haven't decided yet.
So what made you pick this dance form?
Well, I've always really liked to dance a lot, but I never stuck to one specific dance just because I couldn't pick. But then through PAL, since they do offer it and it is free and it is an expensive dance, they offered me the resources to do it. And so they bought all the costumes, and the teacher, she's a wonderful teacher. She's more of a mentor to me now. And so... yeah, she just taught me, and then I really liked it the first day I went, and so I kept going, and now, it's been 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, flamenco, right? Flamenco. This dance style, it shows an attitude of a woman that we don't normally see in society, and it just is so encouraging and it's beautiful. I mean, it was like you all blossomed up there like roses, and so I want to encourage any young lady who wants to find a dance that's particularly your own, where you can blossom in. I just want to encourage everyone to do that.
I actually, when I started PAL, I was a very timid and shy girl, but flamenco is a very passionate and strong dance that it just really, really opened me up to other possibilities.
What opened you up to Westmont? Being I don't know if you know. I don't know if you read my bio, but in your free time. But Westmont, I graduated from Westmont. So why Westmont?
Well, I really, really love the student to teacher ratio. Yeah, it's really small, so I know I can focus, and they really, really have a nice support system. So I know that coming from where I come, I will definitely need a support system. And I do have PAL, but I think I need more a closer, because I'm going to be living at Westmont, so I need something there for me, and so I really, really, really love that.
So did you go to both campuses? Did you go to UCSB and Westmont?
I did, and yeah, but I liked Westmont a lot more.
Right. Yeah, I went to both. I got accepted to both, and I almost got I was walking, on this, paved area, and I'm like, get out of the way, get out. It was like the bicycle path. Well, hello, I didn't know. Okay, it's like didn't dial in, right? I just was kind of funny, and I'm like, no, I didn't. I wasn't resonating there, and then And then even when I went to Westmont, it was kind of funny because I was like, this kind of more of a city kid. And then I went to Westmont, and then this guy was sitting on like literally standing on a box and, preaching kind of thing. And I'm like looking around, everybody's like up looking at him. And I was just walking right through everybody, excuse me, pardon me, whatever. And because I was the only one standing. And then, of course, I stuck out, kind of wasn't really looking or acting like anybody else. And so I got picked out, of the crowd, of course. And the guy like reached out and goes, so you screamed, like, when did you discover Christ? And I was looking around, me, and I'm like, I never lost him. And that was, was true. I wasn't lying, and that made a big hit. And well, I was honest. Yeah. And then I got called into some room. Well, I was honest. Like, what are you doing here? I'm like, well, hi, my name is Erica. I want to come here. And that was with the school president. And they let me stay. So that was my story. So it was really exciting. No, but it was a game changer for me. And the school is like the greatest school that there is.
Yeah.
And you are now a warrior.
Yes, I am.
And you've got the whole school is about like why you were here.
Yeah.
And then you'll figure that out, and that's what you'll do. And I could see you in med, definitely. I could totally. Can you feel it?
Absolutely.
She could so be a doctor.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually part of the health academy at San Marcos High
Nice.
School.
Doctor! We need a doctor in the house! Yeah, I love that. All right, let's take another little break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Tea. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. Guess who's in the house? He's back.
We got Caden.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so if some of you don't remember, Caden is a super awesome, unique dude. And yeah, I said dude because he sails, and apparently that's like a sailing term. Maybe, I don't know, just a water term. Let's just use it. So, Caden, tell me about your sailing. Tell me about your competitions. Tell me about how you're managing it with AP classes right now. Just share everything.
So a couple weeks ago, we just had our AP test, and that was a really big deal, really stressful. So during that time, I kind of have to take a break from sailing, actually. And after it, I let myself get back to it. But during the test, since it's so stressful and everything, I have to put school first, since it will get me into college and get me a future. And I cross train on my bicycle a lot of the time. I ride bikes a lot, and so I will intermix that cycling with my work. So once I'm done, need a study break, I'll go out on my bike. I put 55 miles on the bike during AP test just to get my stress out, and that really helps me when stress comes. And then after it, I have the time to go back to sailing and enjoy the sport I love.
What drew you to sailing?
Well, so my father, he has always been near the water and got me involved when I was little, and I've continued with it since. I've experimented in other sports, but stuck with sailing. It's one thing that's stuck since I was about 6-7 years old. I was on a boat when I was a month old, I think. So, of course, not being the captain, but like I am now, but just enjoying the water, I think.
Hi, I'm Anna. I go to Bishop High School. Do any of your friends sail with you, or have you met a lot of new people through sailing?
Sailing's a really neat sport because there's a very tight-knit community that does it throughout the U.S. and the world. It's introduced me to some of my best friends now, and created relationships that will last a lifetime, no doubt. And when I continue with the sport, it's an Olympic sport. If I continue all the way to the top, I'll have known these people since I was probably 8 years old. So it's really cool in that kind of way.
That's neat.
Caden, what would you say the most physically demanding aspect of sailing is?
So sailing is an interesting sport to describe, of course. Not a lot of people know about it, but so we have to keep the boat flat. Let's put it that way to put it in layman's terms. But we have to keep the boat flat upwind, and that's going into the wind. Boats have to sail at tacks, which are 45-degree angles to the wind. And to do that, you're almost sitting on the side of the boat with your legs straight and your back stretched straight, and you're sitting like a board, which takes a toll on your legs, your abs, your everything.
Core strength.
Core strength. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Any scary situations recently? Surf's been up and down.
I was having some fun one day after practice against my coach's vision, and I was catching some waves near Sandspit and almost ran aground there. But luckily that didn't happen. But we're nothing too scary, but there's been some really windy days this winter and some sketchy situations, I would say.
What would you say is your favorite aspect of the sport?
I think my favorite aspect of the sport is really just being out on the water. I'm out on the water doing what I love, and I don't think anyone could ask for anything different than that.
That's awesome. Thank you, Caden.
Yeah, of course. Love being here.
Oh, my goodness. Put hands together, Caden. You got a while before you start applying to colleges, right? What are your top three, if you had to pick?
Oh, so my top college is the United States Naval Academy right now.
Woo!
And Annapolis, exactly.
Nice.
Really would love to serve and do my time for the country. And then Boston College is my second, and Stanford is my third.
Nice. Put your hands together, Caden. Santa Barbara, we love you. We're not even hitting the mid of the summer yet. Okay, so stick with us. We love Santa Barbara. Stay tuned for next week. We got a big show next week. God bless Santa Barbara. See you next week.